Hello, everyone. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to do this every week. I had missed last week, but I will try to do this Bible trivia at least every other week, if possible. Sometimes I'll do it every week. It depends on what's going on. But let's get started, and we'll do our couple of dumb jokes, dad jokes, whatever you want to call them. Here from my little book I got here. What do you call four bullfighters in quicksand? Cuatro cinco. How did the baseball player lose his house? He made his home run. Woo, yeah, those are some good ones there. All right, let's do our Bible trivia. We've got 10 questions. They're going to be over Exodus 11 through Exodus 15. So let's begin. What did God tell the Israelites to do with the silver and gold items they borrowed from their Egyptian neighbors? Well, were they supposed to make a golden calf, to use them as offerings, to keep them as plunder, or to melt them into weapons? Exodus 12, verse 35 through 36 tells us that they were supposed to keep them as plunder. Question number 2. What did God instruct the Israelites to eat on the night of the Passover? Was it unleavened bread and bitter herbs? Was it roasted lamb and wine? Was it manna and quail? Or was it both A and B? In other words, A and B is unleavened bread and bitter herbs, and roasted lamb and wine. Exodus 12, verse number 8 has the answer, and the answer is both A and B. Number 3, what did God do to protect the Israelites from the angel of death? He put a mark on their forehead. He covered their house with a cloud. He sprinkled blood on their doorpost, or he sent angels to guard them. Exodus 12, verse 13 tells us that the answer is C. He sprinkled blood on their doorpost. Of course, that's what he had them do. He didn't do it himself. All right, number 4. How did God lead the Israelites in their journey out of Egypt? Was it by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire at night? Or was it by a star in the sky? Or was it by an angel in human form? Or was it by a voice from heaven? Exodus 13, verse 21 through 22 tells us that it was by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Must have been something interesting to behold. Number 5, what did Pharaoh do when he realized that he had let the Israelites go? He changed his mind and pursued them with his army. He repented and begged for forgiveness from God. He hardened his heart and refused to listen to Moses, or he fell ill and died. Exodus 14, verses 5 through 9, of course, tells us the answer is he changed his mind and pursued them with his army. All right, question number 6. What did Moses do to part the Red Sea? He prayed to God for a miracle. He struck the water with his staff. He stretched out his hands over the sea. Or is the answer both B and C? And again, that's he struck the water with his staff. That's B. C is he stretched out his hand over the sea. Exodus 14, verse 16 reveals that the answer is both B and C. Number 7, what happened to the Pharaoh's army when they followed the Israelites in the sea? They drowned when the water returned. They were attacked by sea creatures. They were confused and fought each other. They turned back and fled. Exodus 14, verse 26 through 28 tells us, of course, the answer is they drowned when the water returned. I don't know why, but that just kind of cracked me up. They were attacked by sea creatures. Okay. Just imagine the sea creatures coming out of the water. Oh, snack. Anyway, of course, not a funny or happy thing that they drowned, but anyway, I just found that one answer funny. All right, number 8. What did the Israelites do after they crossed the sea and saw the Egyptians dead on the shore? They sang a song of praise to God. They collected the spoils of war. They complained to Moses about their hardship, or they built an altar to God. Exodus 15, verses 1 through 21 tells us that they sang a song of praise to God. All right, number 9. What did God provide for the Israelites when they were thirsty in the desert of Shur? He made water flow from the rock. He turned bitter water into sweet water. He gave them wine and milk, or he sent rain from heaven. Exodus 15, verses 22 through 25, tells us that he turned bitter water into sweet. Number 10, your last question. What did God test the Israelites with in the desert of sin? He gave them manna and quail to eat. He sent a fiery serpents among them, or he commanded them to keep the Sabbath. Or is the answer both A and C? And just so that you know, because since I don't ever say the A, B, C thing, this is the answer to A. So he gave them manna and quail to eat. And in C, he commanded them to keep the Sabbath. Exodus 16, 1 through 36 tells us the answer is both A and C. All right, let me know how you did down in the comments. And again, if you find something that is wrong on these, let me know. Again, I'm having the AI write these questions and answers, and it usually gets them right. And I try to catch it as I can, but let me know. And if somebody might get it right, and then it'd be wrong, and I missed it. It can happen. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.